Okay, everybody, welcome to the Rink podcast, episode 74, season 2. Can't believe we've done this many, but it's been great. We are in a interview episode, so we're going to get to that quickly. But Puff, who would be number 74? Feels like a little bit of a random number. Anyone special?
It is a pretty random number, but John Carlson, Washington Capitals defenseman, won the Stanley Cup a bit ago, scored that heartbreaking goal at the 2011 World Juniors to beat Canada for the U.S. Great player, great defenseman, and from all accounts, a good guy. So he's my 74.
He's your 74. I like it. I was always trying to think, like, what number would you choose if you were a hockey player? Do you have a number you would choose, Puff?
I don't know. Maybe 44.
44, just because?
Yeah. 74 would be mine, birthday, but that's my birth year.
Right.
So that could have been, yeah.
That could have been it.
That would have worked for me.
I always wanted to be 10. That would have been my
10?
number, 10. Yeah.
Barrett's number.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to be 10 because when I was single digit, I was like, I can't wait to be double digit. I don't know why. I was just obsessed with getting to 10. Anyway, all right. Enough about me and my stupid thoughts. How about we jump to a great interview we have with Mike from Giver Hockey. Great program that Mike runs over on the East End here, where he teaches skating and coaching and hockey, smarts and all the things that go along with it. So we got some time with Mike a few weeks ago, and so we're really happy he was able to join the podcast. So why don't we jump to the interview right now? Mike from Giver Hockey. Okay, everybody. Well, today's guest isn't just another hockey coach. He's a game changer. Mike Givens, the founder of Giver Hockey, has spent over a decade helping players sharpen their skills, boost their hockey IQ, and become undeniable on the ice. From OHL prospects to NCAA commits and elite AAA players, Mike's program focuses on more than just skating and shooting. It's about thinking the game through, making the right decisions, and creating difference makers. So how did Giver Hockey start? What separates the best from the rest? And what's the secret to turning skill into success? Let's dive in with Mike. Mike, thanks so much for joining us today on To The Rink podcast.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, our pleasure. So why don't we just start real simple? What's your hockey story? Where did it all begin? Who's Mike?
Well, I started off playing AA in the GTHL, and then went through minor hockey, made the jump to junior A, not the best junior A league.
What AA team did you play for?
A couple out in the West End. So it was Westmount Lightning, Etobicoke Canucks, a couple other teams.
That team's not around anymore, is it? Etobicoke Canucks?
No, they're gone.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
So then you jumped to where were you? Junior A, you said?
Yeah, it's the GMHL. So it's like the outlaw league, not the best league. But of course, I'm not from a hockey family, right? So I didn't really know the ropes, which way to go, what direction to go in. Yeah. And from my experience with that, I'm able to help these young players now kind of navigate the minor hockey stuff and then make the jump to junior and stuff like that. So, yeah, I played in the GMHL in Toronto for a bit, and then I got traded to Ville-Marie, Quebec. So I played there for a couple months, had a good run out there, and then, yeah, came back home and kind of started Giver Hockey when I was 21.
That's awesome. So what made you want to start Giver Hockey, and how did it all come together?
So I started volunteering for my old coach when I was about 14 years old. A guy named Gus Bovaletis, who is a big guy in my life, who's helped me a lot with a lot of stuff. So helped him out with that, kind of learned, the player development side of the game. Then I got a job at Canland when I was 16, and did some. Was there from 16 to about 21 years old. And then I had a small group session out at Canland, and one of the players I was training really liked my training. And then from there, they asked to do some privates on the side. And then that's kind of how it all started. Started word of mouth with one player, and now it's where it's at.
It's a big thing. You've got quite a few people involved in Giver Hockey. How big is Giver Hockey right now?
Like clientele-wise or like staff?
Yeah, you're coaching how many kids a week, or do you have a few staff members?
Yeah, I got a couple staff members part-time to help out with the camps and skates. I'd say kids that we see per week, I'd probably say around 100.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what did you do at Canlan at 16? What were you doing there?
I was doing everything. I learned to skate, teaching adults how to play hockey.
Nice.
Yeah, honestly, it's a really good place to learn because you're forced to communicate with different people. You know, if they're younger than you, 3 years old, or if it's a 65-year-old guy, you know, trying to learn how to play hockey. It really teaches you how to communicate with everybody. And then also there, it was kind of cool. I learned how to train, you know, young people who have autism how to skate. So learning how to communicate and teach that was I think it's very beneficial to what I'm doing now.
Amazing.
And so you were doing that when you were on the AA teams and the GMHL teams that you were on, right?
Yeah, correct.
You were juggling all that together.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Mike, you work with a lot of high-level players. What separates the good from the great?
What I'd say separates the good from the great is how quick they learn, right? So we'll be working on a skill set in the practice, right? And a lot of times they'll remember what they did, assign homework to themselves, work on that skill set away from our training stuff, and then the next time I see them, they have it down pat. And it's really incredible to see. Like I remember Jake O'Brien, who is probably going to be a first-round NHL pick this year. A couple years ago, before the OHL Cup, we did some shooting sessions, and a lot of guys, at that age, they're used to like the Phil Kessel shot, where he's a right-hand shot, so he's always shooting off that right foot, the front foot.
Yeah. Yep.
And I kind of lose how to shoot off that left foot or shoot off both feet. So before the OHL Cup, we did 2 privates. The first time I saw him, I identified that he wasn't able to shoot off the left as well as he could. We worked on it that whole session. And then a week later, I saw him, and he knew how to do it like a pro.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that self-discipline thing.
Exactly.
Really is what you got, eh?
And the eager to learn, right? Like the guys want it. You don't have to keep asking them. They're asking you questions. Hey, how do I do this better? So it's cool to see.
Yeah. So, Mike, we got a couple rapid-fire questions for you. And you can give us your side of it, or if you have another person or another answer in mind, feel free to give that too. But what would you rather have, hands like Patrick Kane or a shot like Austin Matthews?
Austin Matthews. Shot.
Austin Matthews, yeah, Toronto. Good.
Yeah, I mean, yes. What's the worst hockey advice you've ever heard?
It's a good one.
Take a hit to make the play, right? Which is, it makes sense, right? But, you know, after you take a couple of hits, you realize you can make the play and get away from the hit as well, right? Instead of just waiting to get hit, you know?
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah.
Old school is like, you got to take that hit to make the play.
Yeah, I mean, you still, like, there's times where you have to, right? There's times where you have to, but, I mean, you can make the play and not put yourself in a vulnerable position is what I'm saying.
Huh. If you could build the perfect hockey player using traits from different NHLers, who would you pick? So let's do skating, shooting, and hands. You could put together like your perfect player. Who are you picking across the board there?
Skating, Kill McCarr.
Yeah.
Hands, Patrick Kane. I think he has probably the best hands. And the shot, I go Matthews.
Nice. That player would make a lot of money. You're coaching a team, but you can only have one: an elite sniper, an elite playmaker, or an elite shutdown defenseman. Who are you taking?
Playmaker.
Yeah. What's the craziest or funny, because you deal with a lot of families too when you're in Giver, you got all these kids out there, so what's the craziest or funniest thing you've ever seen at one of your Giver practices or on a team you maybe played? But let's maybe stick with the Giver practice. What's like one of the craziest things that's ever happened at one of your sessions?
I don't know. Nothing's really crazy has happened. It's pretty like just business.
No parent craziness.
No parents come on the ice.
Come on.
Not really. No, they might come to the boards and film stuff, but everyone's good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
that's the reputation of Ted Reeve right there, Puffy. We're pretty good.
That's true.
We're fine.
That's true. Ted Reeve doesn't mess around with that.
We don't mess around. We're fine.
And if you weren't in hockey, what would you be doing right now?
Probably like city planning, city building, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks so much for joining us. If people want to get in touch with Giver Hockey, maybe you could give everyone a little bit of a where can they find you? Where should they go? What kind of offers do you have out there? You want to give a little headline there to help promote what you're doing with Giver?
Yeah, for sure. So we'll have our spring and summer stuff coming up. It'll be posted on Instagram where you can follow us at Giver Hockey. And then our website is giverhockey.ca. And everything will be posted up there. And we look forward to having you on the ice.
That's great.
Awesome.
And we always, if you've listened to the pod, which I believe you have, we always end every interview and every episode really is with sort of a song of the week, which Puffy and I do. But when we have guests on, we always ask, like, what's your pump-up song? What's the song you're putting on before you get out there? So, Mike, what to end it all off, what's the song you're throwing up when you're getting ready for the next Giver Hockey session?
I don't even think I know the band's name, but the song is Madonna Rocket.
Madonna Rocket. Okay.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know that one. Do you, Puff?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a punk.
Look it up.
Check it out.
It's punk.
Nice.
Okay.
Gets me
Nice.
going for sure.
Awesome.
Wicked. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. I know we had a couple hiccups with the internet, but we'll be able to correct that later. But we really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you putting something together for kids in the community to help them learn hockey.
Yep.
And we wish Giver Hockey and your program all the best. And we look forward to continuing to work with you and see what you can do out there. So thanks again for everything you do with the community, and appreciate you coming on the podcast, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Best
Thanks,
of luck.
Mike.
All right, buddy. Take care.
You too. Bye.
See you, Mike. Well, that's Mike is. I've only met Mike this year, and so through Barrett going to his sessions, I've got to know him a little bit. Terrific guy. Really love the way he teaches, because a lot of skill coaches will kind of do the drills with the kids and show them how it's done, but they don't do that like correction. But with Barrett's sessions, and I'm sure he does this with all his kids, he like will sit with a kid, even when there's a bunch of kids out there, he'll go over it with the kid over and over and over again until he corrects something. And it's just such a great thing to see as a parent when you're paying extra money for these kind of things, and then you actually see that these coaches are invested in it. And he's great.
For sure. Yeah, it's great to see someone listen. He loves hockey, and he's been able to make some money at it, which is fantastic, because not everyone's going to the pro. So like, you got to find another way. If you love the sport, how do you find another way to do it? And I love seeing entrepreneurial stuff like that. Two, I don't know Mike that well. I know him from our pod, obviously, and he does do some stuff with Clive's team on Sunday mornings, I believe it is. Yes. Anyway, calm. He seems like a calm guy too.
Really good.
Is like really nice to see, because I've been watching a lot of these U9 coaches that are going into the U10, and let me tell you, there's a lot of screaming going on right now. Not our team, but I can watch the practices before us and stuff. But he seems really calm and great. Anyway, it was really fantastic to have Mike on the podcast, and we appreciate him taking the time to talk to us about Giver Hockey and all the stuff that got him there and what he's doing with it and where he's going. So anyone who's interested, check it out. Giver Hockey, Mike, great guy, great dude, and check it out. And with that, that's the end of the episode here. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you tuning in for To The Rink podcast. Stoff, thanks so much for doing this. Puffy, anything before we head out?
No, just good luck to all the teams still playing for titles.
Still playing, still going. It doesn't end. And ball hockey's coming, so it's got to end soon. Anyway, thanks, everyone, for listening. We appreciate it. Tune in everywhere you can. Thanks so much for the support. Have a great day, everybody.